Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the rituals of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. The goddess with marvelous sun, Sir Tanchen Katso, Dutton City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? I would like to announce for next Sunday, October 1st at 3 p.m. there will be Guru Padmasambhava's Homa fire offering ceremony, and it will be the second transmission of the Rainbow Body Dharma practice. The Rainbow Body Dharma practice is the highest Dharma of Ati Yoga, which is the highest of the 9 yanas of the Great Perfection Dharma. Because in the Nyingmapa's Great Perfection Dharma, the lineage gurus all attained the rainbow body, including Guru Padmasambhava, Sri Singha, Vimalamitra, Prahivajra, all attained rainbow bodies, or transformed into rainbow light. And then later on, Ishichukal too attained the rainbow body. Guru Padmasambhava, as we know, the 6th syllable is 3, which is the same as Xie. Red, 6th syllable. He is an emanation of Amitabha Buddha, a transformation of Amitabha Buddha. The mantra. And the mudra. This. The rainbow body Dharma practice was transmitted at the Taipei arena. October 1st, so fast. '79, it's almost past. Just now, I mentioned about Saraswati, which we did the Homa just now. In Hinduism, she's one of the most revered by the Hindus. In the Vimalakirti Sutra, it was mentioned, there was a chapter on this goddess of eloquence, or the goddess of marvelous sound, of Saraswati. She has many names. The goddess of eloquence, Buddha Mother with wondrous voice, sound, goddess with a beautiful voice, the goddess of arts, crafts, and music. And in the Vimalakirti Sutra, it's mentioned that if you recite the sutra, then Saraswati will definitely come to bless you. Golden light, clear light, radiant sutra. Because when Sakyamuni Buddha spoke on the sutra, Saraswati made the vow that she will come to bless whoever that chant the sutra. And it turned out that, and then Saraswati consequently is one of the fortune gods. So she also bestows fortunes. In the 7 fortune gods, one of them is a female, and that is Saraswati in Japan. And the heaven, great, eloquent, divine, naturally bright and radiant heaven. Very long name. And in terms of bodhisattvahood, she's on the 9th ground. That's very high. On the 10th ground, there would be Buddha or awaiting Buddha. And 11th ground is Buddhahood. And Saraswati is at the 9th ground. That's very high level. 9th ground. So the 9th ground Bodhisattva. And I mentioned Amitabha Buddha, Manjushri Bodhisattva, and Yamantaka, the Buddha mother of Amitabha Buddha. So Saraswati is also the Buddha mother of Amitabha Buddha. She's also the Buddha mother of Manjushri Bodhisattva, and she's also the Buddha mother of Yamantaka. And her voice is marvelous. Her eloquence, and she's number 1 in debates. And she's also a goddess of arts and crafts. So, of the 5 sciences, She belongs to the science of fine arts and crafts, and also language. And the benefits of this Dharma practice is you can become more eloquent. Second is to increase your wardrobe. And third is to increase your food, diet, and also to enhance your wisdom. So it includes wisdom, enhancing wisdom. It can also extend your lifespan and your wealth and your wisdom. So the practitioner can have their wishes fulfilled. The practitioner of this Dharma, any calamities, any negativities can be eradicated. And the practitioner of this Dharma can become beautiful and intelligent and wise. And all wishes can be fulfilled. Therefore, this Dharma practice is extremely useful. Talking about Saraswati, I have one at my Southern Mountain retreat. I think it came from Indonesia. Who offered it to me? You did. Thank you. She's very slim. Good figure. In a dancing posture and holding pipa or lute instrument. And I placed it in front of the hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And someone else also offered me Saraswati by Hui Jun. And that one was completely naked and and quite voluptuous. She didn't give me a slim one, but she gave me a Saraswati from the Tang dynasty, where voluptuosity is considered as beauty. So the one that Hui Jin offered to me is placed in my painting room. And the other is at the Southern Mountain Retreat. Every night, as I am calling upon and chant the deities on the altars at my home, I would always chant Saraswati too, or call upon Saraswati. She can make you intelligent, wise, and beautiful. Wow, that's really worth it. Now let's share a joke. The son told his dad, "Dad, I saw you let go of a cockroach. Why did you let a cockroach live?" And Dad said, "Yeah, because it's the only thing that can subdue your mom in this world or on earth. Why did you let the cockroach live? Because it's the only living thing that can conquer your mom on earth. The wife told the husband, "Dear honey, dear husband, you were on a business trip and I really miss you." And the husband said, "Yeah, me too, I really miss you. Let's have a hug." And the wife said, "Oh, you have some teeth mark on you." And the husband said, "Because I wanted to come home fast, so I drove even when I was drowsy, so I bite myself to keep awake." And the wife said, "Really? So your teeth can bite your neck?" The husband told the wife, "Honey, in the future, when we rent a place, we should find the one with the the sound, so the sound doesn't." And then, why? Because don't you remember that yesterday I was talking, you couldn't sleep, so I was telling stories to you, but because of the poor sound insulation, I heard the man next door said, "And then?" So he's listening to the story as well. After the military training, they had a competition for the trainees to stand straight up with the best posture and the longest time. And after the whole day, everybody else have fallen down except Xiaoming persisted until the end. And he stood up for 12 hours and he won. So the leader asked him, "How did you train yourself?" And Xiaoming said, "I have to thank my high school students." "Oh, was he the sport or the physical education teacher?" And Xiaoming said, No. It's my guiding teacher, because for 3 years in the high school, there weren't that many days that I sat down in class. Because he fell asleep when he was sitting down, so he was standing up in class. Now we'll go to the main topic from Singapore. A question from Lian Hua Rongde, with the precious Dharma King, Grandmaster. I would like to inquire about the question regarding mantra visualization. There is a saying that the Sanskrit mantra Hom, in visualization, it enters from the space in front and above us into the lotus on our heart, and then it should transform into the reverse Hom. So it's considered to be one's own. However, I have always visualized it the same way, from outside to inside. Is this correct? With this question, it lets me think of one thing. When we chant Om Purulanjali, so you need to place the mudra at the brow point, throat, heart, left and right shoulders, and then back up and then release the mudra. And then you need to visualize the Vajrapani Bodhisattva on your four sides, front, back, left and right. And someone asked me, should he visualize that he's facing Grandmaster or looking out? So Vajrapani Bodhisattva is looking out to protect Grandmaster, or looking in, and then that would be beating Grandmaster. So which one should we visualize? And this one is talking about the 6th syllable. So can't you think that the Vajrapani doesn't have to be a fix? You can look either way. You just imagine or visualize they look left, right, front, back. You can visualize them to be looking at you, and then when they're enemies, then of course they look out. They can turn around, right? It's the same with the mantra syllable. They can turn. They're not fixed. So whether they are a front view or back view or upside down, so if it is backward, it's our own. So is it front view or back view? Actually, let me tell you, both are fine. Both are accurate because they can turn. So nothing to worry about. Don't be scared that the sit syllable or the mantra syllable is belonging to you or to others. What? So if you visualize the sit syllable, then of course that's yours. Doesn't matter how it turns, what it faces. As long as you don't turn, that's fine. Or you don't revolve. Everything else can revolve and it can turn. So that's my answer to Lian Hoa Rong Te. The disciples have so many different questions. Vajrapani Bodhisattva, how should they stand? Just like this. Might as well. So that's the leg posture or steps of bow and arrow for Mahabala. Bow and arrow. The second question from Taiwan, Lian San. Dear Master, greetings. Your disciple, Lian San or Ong Guo Feng, supplicate the Buddha to stay in the Saha world. Recently, Grandmaster has shown signs of ailments, and we are deeply saddened, feeling urgency and sorrow We earnestly pray for the well-being of your body and continuous turning of the Dharma wheel. I have 2 questions. I feel that everybody is a broadcaster. He's in Taiwan. And if I just kind of slightly mention, what happened with my medical checkup, and it spread right away, not only to Taiwan, to the lion head lady in England, and she transmitted a few words to you, right? And she said you have to press on 3 acupoints. So please tell me clearly which ones. Microphone, so that we can hear it clearly. This is the Yi acupoint in the middle of the thumb, and then Zhu San Li and San Yin Jiao. And there are also diagrams. So it's spread there. So, but what are they curing? It's for protein in the urine. Let me tell you, I just maybe spread it out, and immediately people in England and Taiwan all knew. And then I said, some swelling in the legs, and immediately medicines came. And then I just briefly mentioned that my digestion is not so well as the side effect of the medicine, and the same with the swell in the legs. 2 kinds of hypertension medicines. One would cause a swell in the legs, and second, it would give you diarrhea. They are all side effects of the medicines. So I eat both. So I have diarrhea and swollen legs. I was hoping that the diarrhea would be less and the swell would be less. That's why I took both. And then I mentioned when I went for the medical checkup, I had protein in my urine, and that spread around the world. I am 80, an 80-year-old man. How could he not be sick or ailments? Of course. But I'm still much better than Simo. Simo is very strong, such a strong person. But I am very, just with a slight ailment, then I would talk about it loudly. It was so loud that everybody under the heaven would know. And then I would have a pharmacy at home, because everybody sent medicines to me, and even the secrets and recipes and formulas. And you have to press until what? You have to press for 3 minutes. So who's checking the time for me? So they really care. Many disciples care. See, even he, the one in Taiwan, knew that Grandmaster shows signs of ailments. But it's just it's just minor ailments. And then if you don't eat any protein, of course you have no protein in your urine. The doctor told me, just eat less protein. Just don't eat those supplements, because I take too much supplements. Because all my disciples give me all sorts of supplements. And the disciples, do you know what they said? Grandmaster, this is very, very important. You have to take it. And I said, okay. And every day, every morning, and on my desk, I have about 20 to 30 kinds of supplements. Oh, from the placenta, deer placenta, and then Taiwanese that was given from Taiwan by the Dutan City's father, dad, and he gave me 3 bottles. So there are 4. And then from Canada, maybe 4, so that's 8, 4 bottles. And from France, about 3 bottles of supplements. And then Daisy also gave 4 supplements. Collagen, vitamin C, glucosamine, and super supplement, complete vitamins, over 24 every day, every morning, all of them. I take all of them. So it would be strange if I don't have anything in my urine. They're too much. And all proteins, kinds of proteins, or green. Protein. Oh, also ensure. Oh, mixed protein powder and ensure. I drink a bottle in the morning, a bottle at night. On ensure. And 0. And also I drink that too. It's energy. And everybody asked me, so did you eat the one I gave you? I said, yes. I'm almost dying from it. Yes, I take them. You have to eat mine. Yeah. So I eat it for you to see. See, now this is my state. That's because of you. You are harming me. – 20 to 30 kinds of supplements. And I don't know much about the I'm not a nutritionist or dietitian. So the expert on medicines, Dr. Lin, Margaret Lin, when she came to my home and saw my supplements, and she told me, you cannot take any of them. That's all she said. You cannot take any of them. Just eat your food, and you cannot take any of the pills. Therefore, recently, My doctor told me, Dr. Gore, he told me, Grandmaster Lu, please listen to me. From today on, just eat vegetarian food for 2 weeks and then get another test. And I said, with 2 weeks of vegetarian food, I would have no protein for sure. But I didn't listen to Dr. Gore. I still ate. Because the kitchen at the Seattle temple makes a very tasty food, so I eat them all. And the Rainbow Temple is also very delicious, so at lunch I ate them all too. But I don't take the supplements for 2 weeks and then I'll take them again after 2 weeks. Once I get better, I'll take them again. That's my problem. But to me, it's fine. I'm 80 already, so I'll just eat what I like. Yeah. Otherwise, what a waste. It's expensive, right? Those things. Like a deer placenta. Do you know how much it costs per bottle? Anybody knows? You? How much? 12,000 a bottle, Taiwanese dollars. That's about $400 per bottle. And do you know how many bottles I have? 50 bottles. That's given to me by someone, several people. Now I have 50 bottles, so I'll take them little by little. Well, thank you. They buy the most expensive thing for me. This is expensive. You have to take it. Yes, expensive. So I take them all. I'm 80. No matter how I eat, it's fine. Sakyamuni Buddha passes or leaves the world at 80, at 82. But the Venerable Shin lived to be 120. But I think it's fine because it's better to have a healthy human body. I did not know if you practice yoga every day, and I do. Grandmaster, you're the pride of True Buddha School. 80. The body of an 8-year-old. It's not so easy to have this kind of body at 80 years old. If you don't persevere and persist to do the exercises and yoga continuously for a long period of time, it's impossible for you to have this kind of body at this age. So, question from Lian San in Taiwan. What time is it? Okay, no Vimalakirti today then. Grandmaster has taught us that nothing in this world remains constant, and impermanence, including birth, old age, sickness, and death, is the ultimate truth in the world. Practitioners should learn to adapt to the world, embrace it, and continually learning. We must recognize that the nature of the world is illusory and impermanent. That once enlightened, one naturally develops a playful mindset, an attitude of non-attachment. That in the dreams we know that they are the 6 realms, but once awakened, it's all empty without the 3,000s. However, I face a dilemma as an ordinary person. At crucial times, such as the loss of a loved one, or when I'm mentally and physically exhausted, or when my senses are overwhelmed, I just cannot be in any playful mindset. So due to my limited strength, I find it challenging to apply my enlightenment into such situations. So how do I do that? Please guide me. But let me tell you that the human world is just a game. It's illusory. So it's as if you're watching a movie. Like stubborn family members. That's right. And or loss of the loved ones. And people die. That's normal. It's unavoidable to feel sad. But just being sad for a short time, and then you start to see through it and take it lightly, and just be sad if you have to be sad. It's just a game, right? It's just a play. And human life is as such, with happiness, sadness, love, and aversion. And look at the body. Look at Grandmaster's body. I exercise and do yoga to train this kind of body. And I do it constantly for a long period of time. But will it be permanent? No. One day I would fall down and gone. All the same, the body too will deteriorate and disappear. It will not be permanent. It will not stay forever. Doesn't matter how strong you are, eventually you will lie down. That's natural. That is the natural phenomena. One day everyone will walk the same path. It's fine to be sad from time to time for a little bit, but in the future you need to learn that the true nature of the world is impermanent and illusory. And in a moment we will talk about the 4 Noble Truths, and we'll talk about that afflictions is actually puti or enlightenment, and human world, the basic nature of the human world is affliction. If you're in samsara, you're afflicted. And because you know there are afflictions in the human world, then you can recognize that you know your body too are only 5 aggregates based on the sight, smell, taste, touch, and thought, and also comprised of the 4 elements. And you recognize it, but that's the basic nature of it. And afflictions is part of the human life. And the surface of the ultimate truth is affliction. So the other side of samsara is the ultimate truth too. So the phenomena of samsara are also the truth. So the world is illusory, but the real one is the Buddha nature. So therefore, your afflictions also true suchness. Afflictions are also enlightenment. So since you understand this, don't think that you would be sad because of death, because death means reborn, rebirth, or life. Jesus Christ said in Mark, Matthew, Lucas, and John, in the book of Matthew, Jesus said, if you are attached to life, then you will die. If you're not afraid to die, then you will live. So life and death are natural thing. Don't take it too much to heart. And you can just be sad for a short time. It's the same with you. You will die too. Grandmaster too will die. Nobody will live forever. Guru Padmasambhava had lived for hundreds of years, but eventually also died. Pengzu of China also lived to be 800 years, and then he also died. So death is no big deal. It's fine. So you need to understand this concept. So because of a loss of a loved one, or exhaustion physically and mentally, or emotionally overwhelmed, but so for what? Then I'll return your emotion or your 6 parts of your souls. So even at death, you cannot be overwhelmed or lost control. You still need to be mindful of your guru, yidam, and protector at the moment of death. Second question, Grandmaster, I would like to inquire about your date and year of your enlightenment. Like how Sakyamuni Buddha gained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, and we still commemorate that day until now, to this day. So please be kind and share your enlightenment date with us so that the school disciples can commemorate. Every day is the enlightenment day. Any day is the enlightenment day. Why don't you just commemorate the Nirvana day? Actually, the age of Sakyamuni Buddha is always debatable because Indians don't put great importance on year, month, date. And so there are many duplications and ambiguity. So 506. Let me continue to talk for a few minutes. Much learning is the place of practice. So you need to listen to many Dharma, to lots of Dharma, so that you don't get off track. So you need to listen and learn as much more Dharma so that you don't get off track, you get off the path. So much learning is the place of practice. If you have listened, then you walk on the right path. So please learn and study more Buddha Dharma. It would be beneficial to you because then you would understand more than most ordinary people. So please read more Sakyamuni Buddha's Sutra, Sakyamuni Buddha's Buddha Dharma. It absorbs and integrates the teachings. So subduing the mind is the place of practice, as it correctly contemplates on all phenomena. So you need to subdue your own mind. Your mind chatters, your random thoughts. So the Dharma that you practice is the right one. So the right thought, right mind, right Dharma. So subduing the mind is the place of practice. The 37 aids to enlightenment are the place of practice, as they abandon conditioned phenomena. The 37 aids to enlightenment are the 4 mindfulness, 4 right exertions, 5 powers, 5 roots, 7 branches of realizations, 8 noble paths, 4 mindfulness, 4 exertions, 4 5 powers, 5 roots, 7 parts of realizations, and 8 four noble paths. Altogether, 37 aids to enlightenment. Because by practicing this, then you abandon all the conditioned Dharma. Then it becomes unconditioned Dharma. And unconditioned Dharma means the great perfection stage. Dependent origination is the place of practice. Where did the dependent link of origination start? Dependent origination is the place of practice. It starts from ignorance all the way to old age and death. The 12 links of dependent origination Dharma. It's a cycle. It's just a cycle. If you comprehend it, you know it is ignorance all the way to old age and death. So we start from the dependent origination, from birth, from ignorance to old age, and then death. So the last part is death. So it is a cycle, and you have seen through it. That's what dependent origination is. And it's endless. It's endless. The cycles are endless. All afflictions are the place of practice, as they are known as they truly are. By having afflictions, you can see the ultimate truth. From the afflictions, you would be able to see the ultimate truth. Afflictions are the place of practice, and afflictions are also enlightenment. Afflictions are the place of practice, and afflictions are also enlightenment. Because by being afflicted, you seek the ultimate truth, and ultimately you found the ultimate truth, and you found Bodhi or enlightenment. Therefore, afflictions are the place of practice. And you study Buddhism or practice Buddhism because you are afflicted, because you have afflictions. Many of them are like that. And by practicing Buddhism, you reach enlightenment. Therefore, afflictions are enlightenment. Therefore, all afflictions are the place of practice, as they are known as they truly are. You found the real phenomena. Sentient beings are the place of practice, as they know there is no self. Sentient beings, of course, are place of practice, because the sentient beings are illusory. There are no self, no others, no sentient beings, and no lifespans. Sentient beings are the place of practice. We are all now the place of practice, not the Rainbow Temple is the place of practice. Ordinary people would say that. The Seattle Temple is the place of practice. And then when you leave that premises, then they are not place of practice anymore. No. Everywhere is the place of practice. Vimalakirti said everything is the place of practice. Sentient beings is the place of practice. Because they are sentient beings, therefore they are Buddhas. So the Buddhas come from sentient beings. The Buddhas come from the world. And you've known, and when you have understood sentient beings, you would know there is no self. Because each of the selves is comprised of the four elements, an aggregate. And once it disintegrates, it's gone. When the breath is gone, it's gone. The human's gone. So all sentient beings are just aggregates. So when the sentient beings are left without breath, they're done, they're gone. Therefore, generations are replaced by generations, and then you know, thus there is no self. All phenomena are the place of practice. All dharma are the place of practice. The Buddha Dharma that we study have no self-nature. Since there is no self-nature, therefore it is empty. Because it has no self-nature, it is empty. So everything is the place of practice, as all phenomena are empty. Subduing the demons is the place of practice, being unaffected by it. You need to know to study Buddhism, and you want to subdue the demons. And where are the demons? That's yourself. The demons are within you. It's not external. They are not external. And as long as you practice until you reach unborn endurance, you would be unmoved. Subduing the demons is the place of practice. Unmoved, unperturbed. And it will not affect your spiritual commitment. So you're unmoved. The three realms are the place of practice, as they are not interested in them. The heavenly realms of formlessness, the heavenly realm of form, and the heavenly realm of desire. There are three heavens, and they're all the place of practice. Because they're all illusory. In the dream, they are the six realms, but once awakened, it's all empty and without the 3,000s, really, nothing at all. Just now I showed off my body. Wow. Amazing. So powerful. Wow. However, let me tell you, once awakened, it's all empty, nothing. It would but it's in our brain forever. How long is forever? 80 years old. So the three realms, the three heavenly realms of desire, form and formlessness are all illusory, manifested, including the individuals and your bodies. Everything are illusory. Nothing exists. Therefore, merging with the cosmic space, with the sky, attaining Buddha nature, only those are real. So there are many conflicts and fights and between individuals, between families, between areas, between countries. Seeing all those, oh Amitabha, they're all just a game. Like between Ukraine and Russia, the war. After a number of years, where would Ukraine be? Where would Russia be? Where would the border be? Where would the countries be? Nothing. One day, the earth cannot be inhabited by humans. The samsara, the current earth, one day would be unable to be inhabited. Do you know the whole earth will disappear, gone, unpopular? So yet you still matter about Ukraine and Russia. Look a little bit further. You still concern yourself with Ukraine and territories, people fighting about territories and dividing them into smaller and smaller. So what's there to fight about? I'd rather have one country for the whole earth. One country for one earth. No need for passport. No need for national security. No need for military. So what's there to fight about? Everybody is the same. Everybody is a human. We just have some police enforcement to maintain traffics and against crimes. No need for military men and all those weaponry, cannons, missiles. In Chinese sounds like eggs. All sorts of those weapons. No use. In the future, who would win? Let me tell you. Nobody will win. So this country splits and merge and mix and unite. And look at ancient China, Tang, Isha, Sangzhou, the dynasties. Ziguo, the four kingdoms, Wei, Qin, North and South dynasties, Sui, Tang, Song, Yan, Ming, Qin. So dynasties upon dynasties, generations upon generations, they rise and disappeared. And the same with Ukraine and Russia too. It will be the same. It's meaningless. One earth, one country. And then we have no need for passport, etc. And no need for militaries. Although I graduated from the military school, the college. I'm a major with 1 star. That's a general. Or 1 flower. It's the political department in the military school. But it's all empty. Everything is empty. Do you understand now? However, afflictions is enlightenment or putti, So even the war is also Puti, or Mani Beni Pama.